Today I wish I was in front of you, with you, in person, in an auditorium or in a physical setting, but unfortunately because of COVID, we are not able to talk face to face, so I'm sending this message to you through this video. Today I'm really delighted to be talking to the audience for GRANDSLAM 2020 organized by Base Education. Now before I move further, I want to take this moment to do the most important thing first, which is to congratulate those of you who have been successful in exams like IIT JEE, NEET, CET, KVPY, or any competitive exam. I wrote IIT JEE almost 30 years back. It was in 1991. And I remember even in those days, it was a very hard exam. And do you know how many people wrote the exam at that time? It was about 1 lakh. Today, the number of people writing the same exam is more than 10 times that. So you can imagine these exams have become exceedingly hard. Despite that, because of your sheer effort and because of the support and training provided to you, and with the blessings and support of your parents, many of you have been successful in these exams. And I think I should take this opportunity to congratulate you and to tell you that this is not a small achievement. I think what you've achieved, it's a big deal, and you should celebrate and you should be very proud of it. And remember, this is not the last exam of your life. When I cleared IIT JEE, I had this feeling that, okay, now I'm done. Now this is like life is set, nothing more to do. But that's not true. Life goes on. More exams will come, more challenges will come. But with the same spirit and same hard work, if you just persist and persevere, you can overcome any challenge which comes before you. When I wrote the civil services exam, I remembered my IIT JEE days, and it gave me confidence that, okay, if I could clear that exam, I can do this exam as well. So it's not so much about exams, it's more about the belief that you should have in yourself. And I think if you have done well in any of these exams, you deserve to know that you have what it takes to face any challenge. So whenever you're going through difficult times, when you're stressed about things, remind yourself that you have done something very, very hard. And if you've done it once, you can do it again. So with that message, congratulations, well done, and keep it up. Now, Base Education is one of the leading companies teaching students preparing for these exams, and I happen to personally know the CEO, Anand Kulkarni, for many years. Now today, since I'm talking to our young folks, we are talking to our next generation. So many of you are in school, some of you are in colleges. And today what I would like to do is share with you certain things which I wish somebody had told me when I was a student. So let's get started. The first question. Now, since you are all students, you have aspirations. Some of you want to become engineers, doctors, scientists. For all those things, we have to work hard. We have to compete. Now, one thing which you might have in mind is, how do I achieve my goals? How do I achieve my dreams? Obviously, hard work is required, intelligence is required, all that is there. But there is one thing which we very often ignore, which in today's day and age has become very, very critical. And what is that? That is focus. Now, let me tell you a story here. I'll start with the story from the Mahabharata. So as you know, in Mahabharata, there were these Pandava brothers, and Dronacharya was their guru. So Dronacharya would be teaching them archery and all the skills. So these are all of them, they were being trained to become warriors. So one day, Dronacharya wanted to test their skills, so he took all the 5 Pandava brothers, took them to a forest, and on top of the tree, he put a wooden bird, and he gave them a target, he gave them a challenge. He said, you have to shoot an arrow, and the arrow should hit the eye of the bird. So then what happened? So he called Yudhishthira. So he said, Yudhishthira, come here. So Yudhishthira came, and then he said, look at the bird, and your target is to hit the eye of the bird. And then he asked, what do you see? So Yudhishthira said, I can see the eye of the bird, I can see the bird itself, I can see the tree, I can see other birds. So he could see lots of things, and then Dronacharya said, okay, that's fine, you move aside, you stand down. So he called all the Pandava brothers one by one. And then finally came Arjun. And then he asked Arjun, what do you see? Arjun said, I only see the eye of the bird. And then Dronacharya said, okay, now you may shoot the arrow. And he did not miss. He hit the arrow in the eye, hit the arrow in the eye of the bird. Now this story, it may be a legend, but it tells us something very, very important. What is that? What does it tell us? It tells us that if you want to get your aim right, we need to remove everything else which is distracting us. This lesson is, though this lesson we probably, Mahabharata happened like hundreds of years, centuries ago. But in 2020, I think this lesson is probably even more relevant. Because today, we have so much competing for our attention that our sight is never on the eye of the bird. We are looking at 15, 20, 100 different things. You're trying to learn and then we get a WhatsApp message. And then you feel like you have to check Instagram. And then we have to check Facebook. And constantly, instead of looking at a target, we are looking at everything else. And when you do that, what happens? You miss your aim. In fact, for the archery training, to become a good archer, you obviously need physical strength and many other traits. But if you look at Arjun was not stronger than Yudhishthir, or definitely he was not stronger than Bhim. He was not stronger than many other of the Kauravas. But what was special about him? The special thing was his ability to focus, which means the archery training was, for the most part, it was training how to focus. And today I think that is what you need. As children who are in school or colleges, or you'll be going into colleges, maybe in college in a couple of years, and some of you might be in a couple of years finishing college and going to work. If we do not have focus, we will always miss our aim. And I believe this is the single most important lesson I want to give you today. Now the question is, okay, so this is a problem. Aiming, there's too much distraction. Now how does distraction hurt us? So let me explain to you why distraction happens, why does it hurt us, and then maybe some ideas on how to overcome that. So think about this. Let's say in fact, I'll give you a real story here. This is about more than a year ago. I was going for a walk in Trivandrum, where I live right now. And near the Raj Bhavan gate, there is a garden where there are some benches. In the evening, I saw two students. They must have been just finishing school or maybe early in college, looked very young. They were sitting there. They had gone to the park, maybe just to spend an evening, chat, have some fun. And they were sitting on the bench. And what were they doing? Both of them, they had their smartphones out. And I could see the blue light of the smartphone. And they were both completely absorbed in the phone. Now think about it. These two guys, they went for a walk. So they wanted to spend time together, have a friendly banter, have a chat. But why were they on phone? Why were they not talking to each other? There's a reason. They are not stupid. What is the reason? The reason is that, let's say, as an example, they were looking at let's say Facebook or Instagram. Now, if they put a photo on Instagram, they'll probably get 20, 30, 50, 100 people to come and like it. But if I am one of those kids, if I show the photo to my friend, he might say, oh, this is nice. So maybe one guy at best will tell me that, oh, this is good. But when I post the same thing on Instagram, I get 20, 50, 100, sometimes 1,000 people coming and saying it's great. So now think about it. If I'm a sensible person, I'm an intelligent person, what will I do? I will put the photo on Instagram. I will not show it to my friend. So Instagram, Facebook, all these platforms, what do? They are giving us so much of validation, and they're giving us the appreciation from our friends and people we know. And therefore we are going and seeking it. But is that a problem? I think it's a problem. Why is it a problem? Let me explain that to you. Now when I post a photo on Instagram, I get 50, 100 likes. I like it much more than real life, because in real life only one guy will say it is good. So what will I do? I want to go and check my Instagram again and again, because I am getting, it's like, somebody gives you one candy here and I go to another house and there I get 50 candies. Where will I go? I'll always go to the other house where I get 50 candies. Same thing is happening. So now we are essentially getting habituated to checking Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp again and again and again, because we are getting reward in a very, very large quantity. We are getting that kick, we are getting that high. And then over time, because we are getting a kick, if let's say I'm giving you chocolates, You come to me, I give you free chocolate that you love, your favorite brand. And you can come to me anytime you want. What will you do? You'll come once, then you'll say, oh, let me go and get some more, and then some more. So you will keep coming. Initially, you may come once every 2 hours, 3 hours. After some time, you'll come every 5-10 minutes, which is exactly what's happening. So now we are going to these platforms every few minutes, and it soon gets to a point where we cannot even sit and focus. And that is going to come in the way of our dreams. So all of you who are right now preparing for school and colleges and who want to learn things, this is going to be your single biggest enemy. So if we have to be successful, we have to train our mind to overcome these problems. How do we do that? So I'm going to share a couple of ideas with you. The first thing is that today we feel like we can check Instagram, Facebook, or any of those platforms whenever you want. If you like it, go and check it. No, this has to change. So we have to have some rules. So I would suggest one thing. Pick one platform that you use very commonly. It could be WhatsApp, might be Instagram, I'm not sure, whatever it is. And decide that I am going to check this platform not throughout the day, but only maybe sometimes in the evening. Maybe let's say between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Or maybe morning for 15-20 minutes, half an hour, evening maybe 20 minutes. But not during the day. This I think is a starting point. Start here. Second thing is maybe you and your friends who study together, you have study groups. Tell each other that, okay, this is my plan, what's your plan, and help each other, keep them accountable. When you meet them every day, ask them so what was your smartphone usage? So we can help each other stay on track. So this is one simple idea that I want to share with you, which will help you immensely. Second thing I want to talk about today is stress. A lot of children, a lot of adults as well, but children especially are stressed. Exam, we are worried what will happen. Will I get a good rank? Will I not get a good rank? Which college will I go to? So I want to share some thoughts here. First is that exam matters, studies matter, all those things matters. But remember, life is long. All these things will come and go. We have to put in our best effort, but don't forget that exam or class 10th board exam or 12th or college, none of those things on their own, they're not the end of life. Life is not just one thing. Life has got lots of things. When I went to IIT, I thought that, okay, now after IIT, I'll not have to write any other exam. I'm done. This is make or break. But after IIT, I had to write civil services exam again. I thought, okay, this is the last exam. That's not true. After that, I had to write GMAT to do my MBA. And this thing goes on. So in life, there'll be lots of hurdles and lots of things that will come. And we have to just face it. So don't get stressed thinking that this is life and death. Nothing is life and death. Everything is important. They're valuable for sure. But don't lose that perspective. It's very important to sort of, sometimes step back and look at the big picture. Big picture is all those small things, all these things matter, but in and of their own, don't get too stressed about it. Life is long, we have to just do our job. Second thing I want to remind you is that very often when we think about these exams, we think that when we succeed in the exam, we will celebrate, like that will be the big victory. I'll ask you to think about differently. Every day, today let's say my plan is, okay, I want to sit and study for 5-6 hours with full focus. If I'm able to do that, that is the real victory. Because exam will come 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later, who knows what will happen. We have to prepare. But we have to also live our lives. So we should not ignore the effort we are making every day. We should celebrate that. The real success is our ability to work hard consistently. So to manage your stress, here is what I'll tell you. Every day decide what I'm going to do today. Do your best, focus only on today. Don't worry about 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later. And if I'm able to do a good job today, I should celebrate that. And I should feel happy about it. Then your stress levels will come down. And every day, if you're consistent, every day we do put a couple of hours and you'll find magically in a couple of weeks and months, your study level, your preparation, everything will improve. So remember, focus on now. That is the single most important, one of the most important things I wish somebody had told me. The other thing for stress is that we should just try out whether you can try doing some meditation And maybe every day, if 10 minutes, if possible 20 minutes in the morning, do some meditation. I run a startup called HabitStrong, at which we run various programs. And in almost all of our programs, we include meditation. Because with meditation, we get calmness in our mind. We are able to build concentration. And it helps you study better. And it reminds you that being present, enjoy the present moment. Be mindful. So for countering stress, meditation is a very, very strong, very, very powerful thing. So I would ask you to talk to your parents and find out somehow how you can learn. We also teach meditation, and there are many other ways of learning. Do meditation every day. If possible, do it in the morning itself. The last thing, third thing I'll tell you, which is physical fitness. Now, when I was in school, I never played any games. Maybe once in a while I'll go and play cricket when I was sort of in lower classes. In higher classes, I never played. In fact, when I went to IIT, even if you had asked me to run for 500 meters, I would have found it very, very hard. And I thought that I'm not athletic, I can't do these things. But when I joined the Indian Police Service, I found that I was able to run 10-15 kilometers without a problem. So it is just a matter of training ourselves. And physical fitness, in my opinion, is the most precious thing. It doesn't matter how successful you are. If we are not physically fit and strong, all the success we have will have zero value. Our quality of life depends upon two things. Remember, mental health and physical health. For mental health, we need meditation and mindfulness. And for physical health, we need workout. So every day in the morning when you get up, when you get up in the morning, do some meditation, go for a run, do some exercises, and you'll be amazed. You'll be able to focus better, your studies will be better, you'll be healthy, and you'll be able to live your life so much better. I wish somebody had told this to me when I was in IIT, in my first year. I would have done so much better. I would have enjoyed my time so much more, and I would have been fitter and stronger. So the summary of my message is that yes, studies matter, but remember, keep an overall perspective. Don't get stressed about these things. All these things, they are small things, they'll come and go. Focus on today, what we have to do right now. And remember, story of Arjun. Right? When you are focused on something, remove everything else. A person who can see the eye of the bird, but he can also see the bird, he can also see the trees and branches, he cannot hit the eye of the bird. So we have to remove all distractions. So when you are reading, put your phone aside. Take one book, keep it in front of you, remove everything else. Focus is number one. Number two is meditation and mindfulness. And number three is physical fitness. Do these three things, and I can assure you, whatever happens in life, you'll be healthier, you'll be happier, and I think you'll enjoy life. And that's what we should try to do. So that's it. I wish I was there before you and we were talking in person. I would have loved to take questions and talk to the students, but I cannot do that, so I'm sending this video message to you. So best of luck, and thank you, and do well in life.